Yeah, are we ready? Are we ready, AK? Should I just go? Whenever you give me the go-ahead, we're gonna go. As soon as it's is the stream freezing. Uh-oh. Yeah. Get a clean boot here of the game. I have my timer ready and get this out of the way. Is the stream freezing? Uh-oh. Back. Stream freezing. Oh no. I don't see anything. We're working on it. Should I wait a second? I don't see it. I can wait a second. So while I'm waiting for the clear here, what else do we need to know about Pac-Mania? So a lot of this game is heavily maniped. There are 2 loops to the game. There's only 19 levels. There are 7 levels in the first loop. We're going to go through each of these different worlds. Yeah, I gotcha. Just want me to start, or do you want to take a second? Like, if it's going to take you 60 seconds to fix it, that's fine. Because it's kind of, certain parts are kind of hard to talk about in the run. But I'll get through the explanation, then I'll just start. How does that sound? I got this all in front of me. Cool. So the first world, Pac-Man goes kind of slow. We're basically going to manip the whole thing for the most part. And we'll talk about the green pill. Just like how fruit works in like Miss Pac-Man and stuff. The fruits appear at certain intervals. And in this game, they added the bonus of the green dot. And we're going to abuse the green dot religiously because it makes Pac-Man go really fast. But there's a key component to it is as soon as a power pill, the things that turn all the ghosts blue, expires, it resets your speed back to normal. So as you probably know, Pac-Man, the further you go, the quicker those expire. We're not early on. We're going to chain all the power pills together. Later on, we're not going to be able to do that. We're going to try to like get rid of them and stuff to try to maximize the amount of green time. But yeah, are we ready? Are we ready, AK? Should I just go? Whenever you give me the go-ahead, we're going to go. What else? Ready, sir. All right, let's go. So we're going to try to break this and the bokosuka world record. We have the timer set with this whole 11 seconds. We don't get those back. First level, pretty easy. They call, and for some reason in the manual, they call this the bonus level. I don't really know why it's called that. Because you can still lose, but it's a bonus level. I don't know, but it's Legoland. Legos are cool, right? Kids love Legoland. It's Pac-Man. It's 3D. 1 a.m. here. But this is simple enough. Jump this guy. Alright, we'll talk about it at the end, absolutely. We were supposed to have a bokosuka Wars race. Oh yeah, so one thing in both this and the next game is basically everything is buffered. So whenever the level finishes, you can just hold the jump button. And I guess that's another thing to talk about. Pac-Man in this one gets to jump. And jumping is cool because the way the ghosts behave, it's the typical Pac-Man world situation. You'll notice they can only turn at the corners. There's an exception to this rule, and that is when they get what we call the scatter pattern. So there's really actually 2 different rules that the ghosts follow. The one that everyone knows, where like Pinky or whatever, they're purple in this one. They're not Blinky or whatever they're called in the arcade. But that purple one is going to be on our tail the whole game and is really the most dangerous one until we get to World 3 and 4. Yeah, they really went with it's a pretty cool game. This is from 1991, so it's I mean, how many years is that? It's several years from like the whole Pac-Man franchise. Like this is what, a couple of years before they make Pac-Man Adventures. So we don't get a cinematic here, so we can just hold the buffer to avoid the hey, you did good. So these green dots spawn at different intervals on each level. So you notice this one spawned really fast. We waited for that power pill to expire. We already have it perfectly timed out. And we have a pattern here that's really nice. We got a swag jump coming in here. Oh yeah, so when they scatter at 7 seconds and then 20 seconds afterwards on every level, for the most part, all of the ghosts will about face and do a different AI pattern. But the most important thing that's really, really dangerous for us is we expect the ghost to behave a particular way, and this kind of gives them a random jolt to do something completely different, as well as potentially just walk directly into your face. All of that being bad. Oh, we tried to avoid eating ghosts. They waste time. Also, sometimes put them in the wrong location. Oh, we do not want to lose this power pill, so we're just going to devour everything. Oh, so we lost the speed there, but it's not that much of a harm. There's going to be a cinematic here. We have to press again. No buffer. If you hold the buffer too long, it actually holds the buffer into the next level, so you just jump at the start. Swag jump. Every time we go to a new world, the timer for how long the power pills last kind of gets reset a little bit, but it just continuously goes down. Gotta get this green pill here. But they do last long enough in this particular level that we can still continue to chain all the power pills and get it all done in one easy loop. The addition to the third world, in both the first and second loops, they're very similar besides the pace of the game, is the addition of the green. They add additional ghosts. I guess that's the big difference between this and some of the other Pac-Mans you're probably familiar with. There's like 8 different ghosts in this one, and they all have different rules and patterns, but the most important one is that the green ones, when you jump, they jump too. And there is actually a way to avoid them, and that is to... Oops, uh-oh, we got bopped. Talking too much about the game. Alright. Play it safe. Marathon run. But yeah, so they jump when you jump. Try to see you jump here in a second. So it is possible to pass them as long as your jump is at the apex of their... You hit the apex of your jumps at the highest point, and you'll take care of them. We're losing a lot of time here. Yeah, the green ones are tricky. Like that one. Didn't get to jump it. We lost a lot of time on that level, but let's just keep going. Alright, so now we get to the jungly steps or whatever they're called. And naturally, everything goes a little bit faster. Oh yeah, that previous level, Pinky, Purple, whatever their name is, they now... That's the first time that they go faster than us. And that's obviously going to become a little bit of an issue. But we'll deal. We got this. Obviously don't want to be eating the fruit. The green ones tend to work on a different pattern, and thankfully they don't actually ever go particularly quickly. Well, we're going to have to... There you go. Someone has played this game too much. I used to rent this game a lot. I knew the trick about the purple, the green pill thing like 20 years ago. But we kind of went off pattern here. It's okay. Just want to make sure we have a nice safe level, because if we for some reason run into trouble, we don't want to actually have to use a credit. Using a credit resets the entire board. We have a lot of extra stock, so we should be okay, unless the second loop of this level is pretty bad. But we'll see what happens. So what else can we talk about with this game? So essentially, the kind of among your most optimal choices for speed in this game is you want to minimize the amount of time that you're both in the air, and you want to minimize the amount of time. I mean, basically, anytime you're not gobbling a dot, that's not good, right? So what we're generally looking for in a good pattern in this game is kind of finishing each area in quadrants. So like here, I kind of finish the top left area first. But also tends to happen with the ghosts is depending. Oops, that was a mistake. Depending on their pattern, the green ones tend to try to cut you off a little bit. Purple one basically tries to just go straight for you. See, the green ones are kind of still chasing in the wrong direction, so I can kind of deke and feint them in the other direction. There you go. That is loop 1. And now the show must go on. So now it's going to make us do every single level 3 times. Oh, tried to get that one. That's a little bit too tight. We're not going to do that. And you would think that they would have kept in some of the stuff with like the jumping and stuff. No, when we go back to the loop, everything kind of just restarts as if it was a new game, except the fact that there's new levels. Yeah, G. You get a G. But you'll notice the power pill duration's a lot less, and you'll notice that Pac-Man's speed is a lot higher. So there's a lot more precision. And we talked about everything. Tonight the theme is everything is buffered. So anytime you'll see by inputs, anytime we get to a choice hallway, we're always kind of buffering because it'll kind of round us in. You can do that during jumps and everything. So the game's actually surprisingly well done in that regard. Like, despite the fact that you have a lot of speed, you still feel like you have a lot of control. So when you get in these really good segments where you're like learning the game and fighting off all the ghosts, oops, that was a big miss. It's really important to not get bopped. As far as timing, you lose like 15 seconds. It's really bad. So here's our first kind of big manip of the green on the. So this level, because of the way how the level counts work and how the like green dots don't necessarily match the same levels and timing that they did in the first world. In this case, we get our first green dot in 1-3, which is the 3rd stage, but it's this stage, and it's obviously really fast. If you actually can see it, the game is actually lagging the catch of the. Very hard to see, but basically the pill's getting gobbled before Pac-Man, like it's getting lagged. We're not going to quite have that level of speed here. Again, so now we're in World 2. They still don't jump, but the purple one that I always call Pinky for whatever reason, and then there's an actual pink one, which makes it even more confusing. But the fast guy, that was a scatter right there where they about face. It's the bane of every Pac-Man player. It's basically the same thing that happens when they get a power pill, right? So besides having a straight-on strategy, one thing you can do when you're playing a lot of Pac-Man is they tend to kind of loosely. Oh, thank you, Credenza. They loosely kind of follow you, right? So this level has a really quick green dot. You can't do too much with it because, unfortunately, you see it spawns so quickly on this level. There's not a whole lot we can do. But what we can do, sort of get rid of most of the noise on this level. Oh man, that corral is really dangerous. And now we'll go get the power pills and get out of here. Pink? Is it really? Is it Pinkle? Pinkle, I like it. Somewhat like the original names for, of course, the original arcade Puckman on the in Japan, and then they thought that was a poor idea because Concakes is in the United States, and they said we're not going to give Concakes a freebie, so we're going to change the name to something else. This one we're actually making a mistake. We got to fix this. So on this level, just like we did on 1-3, we're going to this is my hot new strat, and that is to burn out the we got to get these guys out of the corral though. Oops, that was a hot new strat we just learned on the fly. Just go in the alley. Interesting. I don't usually use the alley, of course, because there's no dots there. But now we get super speed and can finish the level. There was a good lag dot there, where we're kind of going faster than. All right, so now we go to World 3. And now this is the part where things get really scary. You can basically burn through your entire stock very, very quickly. And I call it the break. At the start, you'll notice we kind of always, I call it attacking the opponents here. We're attacking the other ghosts because it seems you kind of get the best way to get the most dots by going for them in that upper left area. And you see we kind of got a good clear here. Get rid of the purple one. That didn't really do anything. Hope we just don't get an about face. Yeah, we're out of here. And you'll notice that I could have gotten hit there, but I'm pretty sure in this game, if you were to get a dot and get hit at the same time, because I've played this a lot, you basically you'll always win. Like, you get the dot, you'll even get the power pill before the thing kills you. So that's something that occasionally we'll kind of luck out on. It's not something you really want to plan. And we also don't want to leave a lot of singletons for good strategy purposes. Eating this guy, though, is pretty good. So that's always the trouble, is if the green and the black ones, or the two greens, kind of work together to conspire to take us down. But here they're stuck in the thing, so they're stuck in that alley. See ya. One more. We might have lost too much time on that other one. We'll see. It's gonna be close regardless. Of course, in practice, I've already gotten some pretty good times. So. I learned a lot of new strats with this too. Like I think we really refined the. Whoa! Hey game, you want to give me some control here? There we go. For the most part, the game's pretty responsive. Just every once in a while, I'm like, you know, I did mean to go that way. Oh, that was perfect. Alright. Alright, so now we're in the last world, and we use a different pattern here. And the pattern is basically abusing that scatter pattern I talked about. You're going to see the purple one turn around at various intervals here. And that's basically to take advantage of this kind of where they break, as well as kind of, if we kind of focus on the bottom first, it means the green ones kind of end up not in the way as much. But of course, no matter what we do, you know, they're all eventually going to kind of end up in a problem area. There's eat pink here, sure. And I know that green wouldn't have turned there, so there you go. So that's the first one. And we're going to just abuse the same pattern, because it gets really crazy to manip here, because you just don't really know for certain what's going to happen. Here I'm going to clean out this. I know that green guy's always going to go there. I actually lost. How did I lose purple? Get over here. We need to get off of this area. This is bad. We could get a scatter. We did. Let's just get out of here. Normally wouldn't want to do that, but we lost the control that we thought we had, so we're just gonna get it back. So I think one of the black ones spawned? Yeah, we have one black one. One more will be added in the final level. And now we just kind of got to play Cart Corral here over at Kroger. Alright. And we got one to go. He went pretty quick there. But again, the whole goal here is to kind of... Oh, this is bad. Okay, that worked a lot better. Just like we drew it up. So one of the most dangerous spots for dots. Oh no, we got bopped because it kind of, my playpad kind of went no. Alright. Now, we have an issue though, because in order to finish this level off, I kind of need, so there's the scatter. That goes way too fast, so we're not going to deal with that. The good news is we cleared out the area above the little ghost corral. So for the most part, see, I know those guys are going to go up. So I can kind of do a little manip action here. Oh, of course we get a scatter. Oh man, they just scattered perfectly. And record. There you go. That might be my best run, but I think maybe not. This is a Westwood game, by the way. There you go. That's Pac-Mania. Alright. So since we didn't get a chance to... Since we had a little